Look at this bad boy. Lights out, baby. All right, guys, so before this video starts, I want to show you something to kind of negate some confusion. This is an actual plate. This was my old trailer plate, okay? Now, notice this plate has not been trimmed or anything like that. Now, I want to show you something. So what I did was this, and I would recommend you guys doing that. These elbows here are reinforced. So what I did was I sliced a simple like 1/8 piece, like right in the middle. See right here? See, it's opening right there, but it's together because this is like a very, very reinforced piece. And I just want to show you, you can just, so now because you slice it, look, you can pop the plate in nice and easy. But here's the problem, okay? Now, when I pop this in here, you'll notice that the plate is slightly curved. It's like bending a little bit. So what you would have to do is put this down. And that's why I said you could put this down and press it, because remember, the plate has like up and down, like little like undulation, like ridges. So that's the reason why I said, if you're passing this cord, this electronic piece, if you're passing this electronic piece, this gold piece right there, if you're passing that underneath the plate, you trim the top right here and one side, okay? So now you won't have the plate kind of like bellowing a little bit, and it'll be good room, because I've noticed that me testing this out, I've actually had to help a gentleman out in PA with the motorcycle plate, same thing. The plates, they fit very tight. So now because the plates fit tight and it bellows, what happens, it's not a flat surface for the glass, and it'll kind of like cause the glass to go in there very tight, which can cause a crack. Notice this ridge right here. There's like this border right here. So what I would do is I would just pretty much cut up here, and this is how you do it. You cut around the corner, and you go around the corner and you cut down. And what'll happen is, see this little space that it has right here? It'll actually close up on its own. So that's why I left this plate untouched, for you to see what happens. The silicone, it's pretty good, but once you put the plate in before the glass, obviously it's a very, very tight fit, okay? And what you would do is, once you got the, I would tell you to, once you have the plate in here, put it on the floor, or even if you have it screwed onto your car already, I would put it and press all this entire ridge, this lip, all these lips, press it down so it's completely flat. So now there's two surfaces to this. There's a flat side with a protective film, and then there's a round side that you put outside, okay? So now once you do it, once you have that in there, the plate can fit very, very easily, okay? So now what I would tell you is, once you cut one side and like say the top, I'm telling you, this is gonna come in snug and hold everything perfectly. And that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I just wanted to tell you guys. So the best thing to do right here, one little 1/8 slit right here, one on the other side, or you can make it over here and over here on the side and slide the plate and the glass through. However you want to do it, and see the wiring comes out the back. So it's very, very simple. And what that did was, I was talking to my buddy Earl. He got one. He's out in PA. That's the gentleman who I mentioned before. And he couldn't get it because it's a very tight fit. It's a very, very tight fit. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to make sure that everything is good, and that's really it. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. So now once you trim the plate, guess what? This will hug it a lot better. And that's really it, man. What's up, guys? So from the last video, you guys saw me installing my Lights Out privacy plates on my truck over there, and I showed you guys the hardback version, and that video actually went viral a couple days ago. So today I'm at my boy Hulk here. This is my 840 wheel horsepower Subaru. It's literally a race car that looks pretty. But I'm gonna be doing the privacy plates on this, and first I gotta take off these custom license plate frames. As you can see, it says here it's just the tip. I'm gonna be taking those off because installing the privacy plates on top of those is just gonna be a little too much involved, and most of you don't have anything like this, so I just kind of want to cut straight to the point, if you get what I'm saying. So for good metrics sake, because it's freaking cold out, you know what I mean? Oh, these are my custom plates here, V8 bait. So what I'm gonna do, obviously, I'm gonna time lapse everything. I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna cut the wire from under here. Okay, see it's running over here. I'm gonna cut the wire, and then I am pretty much gonna start installing the silicone plates. Okay, silicone plates are very, very easy. As I told you guys before, like in that previous video, you want to make sure that you put some like either dielectric grease or something slippery on it, so the plates and the glass can just slip in easily, so you don't have a problem. You get what I'm saying? Because you definitely don't want an issue with it. And obviously, guys, in the box, I'm going to show you again, comes with your hardware. That's for the frame portion. Okay, you have your box right here that picks up the signal from the remote. You have obviously your remote, your 12-volt plug-in right here, and you have your extension. Okay, and underneath all of that, you actually have your silicone backing. Okay, and guys, you're not only limited by these holes, you can put holes anywhere else, if you know, as long as you see fit. You get what I'm saying? So let's get on with the install. All right, guys, so you saw a little bit of a time lapse, so let me explain what I'm doing. So the first thing I did was, obviously, I took off my frame, a custom frame. I cut the wire, etc. See, the wires are cut right here. I'm gonna, you know, unfeed that and disconnect everything like that. But so the first thing you want to do is you want to have a center punch if you want to be neat about it, or you can use your eye. And what you could do is, see that part right there that pops the hood? You know what I mean? If you go like to the center of that, like look at that hole, dead ass center. You know what I mean? You could try to make a marking. So what you would do is you put the silicone down, and most of the time, guys, you could probably use your same screws or whatever the case might be, because the hardware that they do provide, these screws, it depends on the holes that you have in your car. These screws could be a little bit thicker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or you could drill a hole to suit however you want to do it. Okay, but I'm using the same screws that I have with mine because they fit the inserts that are already that came with the car. Okay, and it actually has like a built-in washer on it, so this silicone is not going to go anywhere. So I'm cool with that. Okay, so the first thing, as I said, you put the silicone, you know, screw it on there. Okay, I was just mocking up different things as I'm going along, just trying to figure out the easiest way for you guys to do it. Okay, and as you saw, I cut the side of my plate right here. It's gonna give you that little 1/8 of an inch is gonna give you some slack, which you need. Okay, and it's not hard, guys. I literally cut it with this right here. It's very, very easy to cut. Plates are not hard to cut at all. Okay, so now what I did was, this part right here comes with an extension. Obviously, you can see it's numbered 5. You know, I mean, this would be 6. This part over here is 4, okay? So now, once I took my center punch, how the center punch works, guys, in case you guys don't know about it, it's very easy for marking a spot. So I'm gonna do it right here on my garage. So let's say I wanted to drill somewhere over here, and I found the exact location. You take it, you press, and what happens, look, it makes an indent. And that indent, that's where the tip of the drill is gonna go, so you don't skate and scratch up the, you know, anywhere else or whatever the case might be. So it's good to have little things like these, you know what I'm saying? So now, you take a decent sized drill, obviously, and you put a hole in there, as you can see that. Okay, and it goes straight through, and as now I'm feeding it through the bottom over here. Okay, the good thing is this thing has some good insulation on the wire, so I'm not worried about like the wire getting cut by, you know, metal or anything like that. So let me just feed this in real quick. Now once I feed this in, hold on a second, it's a pretty decent size extension too. So guys, the purpose why I connected the extension to this, so obviously I could run it through. So now when I put the plate on top of this and fold it, so when I fold it like that, all I got to do is feed the wires through the hole. You know what I mean? So it's easy. All right. So now it's over here. See how it's folded right here? And there you go. So let me just drop this in real quick. All right, so right now, the actual plate is in. And what I did, I actually did a little more than I said before. As I said in the previous video, what I did was I cut this side, and since the electrical portion is looped down to the bottom, I cut to the top as well. As you can see, the pieces over here on the floor. So the plate fit in the silicone very, very, very easily. So now all I got to do now is just massage in the actual glass. And that's it. All right guys, so pretty much this portion is done right here. Now obviously ran the wire neatly, tuck it back here, and what I was doing before is I was doing some testing, and I wanted to show you, there's a lot going on right here. So this is the box right here, and I ended up doing some testing where I put, like, I have like my switch over here. I ended up putting a switch on it to see if I can control it, but the box, whatever the mechanics in the box is, it's not allowing a switch to dictate if it can go on and off readily at any time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I connected real time to the battery. I end up cutting the positive wire, like you can see right here. That's why I had to like rejoin it, resolder, and everything like that. End up cutting the wire, and it ended up it'll work. Like if I, like, say for instance, like look at this, if I turn, so the plate just went off. If I do that, I can use the switch, and once I click the switch, you'll see the plate again. But guess what, it's literally the same thing as, that's literally the same thing as you pulling the cigarette lighter out of the car, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Then I end up cutting here and trying to put a switch after the box, you know what I mean? But it still didn't work. There is some mechanic in the box, and I think it could be like a difference in voltage or whatever the case might be. I don't know, but I will tell you this, I am working on a solution, because I did try the motorcycle stuff, the motorcycle hookup that they have, because the motorcycle kit comes with a switch, it actually works. So I'm working on that. I'm working on it to have my kits come with a switch, so it'll just be easy for everybody. For now, the remote is gonna have to do. Just as a heads up, again, I'm gonna reiterate, the plate, I ended up cutting this side and the top. Remember, I passed the wire with the flexible gold piece or brown piece, I flipped it down to the bottom. So I cut the top and I cut this side to have as much leeway as possible, so when the plate is in there, it's not overly tight in the silicone, so the glass piece won't have a hard time fitting in there, if you understand what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why you got to watch that, because if you feel like when you put this plate in, and if it feels like it's too tight before you put the glass in, cut one side or cut the top, cut one side at least, and top or bottom, depending on where you're flipping the wire, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so obviously everything is good underneath here now, and all I got to do now is I could either connect this setup, like see how I have it connected right here, I can either connect this to the battery, but behind my seat I actually have terminals where I can run this into. Okay, so I will talk to you guys. All right guys, so coming down to the end, as you can see, very clean install. And what I did was, I'm going to link this in the description, I only used 2 screws, I didn't use 4, so I actually have something like this. This is where I'll link this in the description. This is some clear 3M tape, and it's very tacky. It's actually very good. I put like about like 1.5 inch piece right under here, and it's holding pretty well, if I say so myself. Okay, so now I'm gonna leave that there for a second. I just wanted to show you something. So now the wire, everything is run neatly down behind my seat, and it's going directly into a power source. Now what I want to show you is this. You can literally get a 2-prong or 3-prong switch, okay? And all you're doing, this black wire, the negative doesn't matter. The only time you connect the negative is when you want the light on the switch to work, okay? So I don't need that, okay? So what I do is, so that lead positive wire that's connecting to, like let's say you were connecting it to your battery or whatever the case might be. All you got to do is cut the wire, and when you cut the wire, you join one end, so you have the wire coming from the battery, and then you cut it, and one end attaches to here, the other end attaches here, okay, which leads to the plates. And all it is, you're just bridging the gap with the switch. So the switch either allows the current to flow or it doesn't. Very simple. And that's what I did. I'm going to show you. There's a lot of wiring back here, but I will show you, because I'm running like 7 ghost modules, things like that. So it's very simple. This is a switch right here, okay? So I have the wire connected to my positive terminal, and the switch is, so this thin little baby wire right here, this is the one going to the plate, okay? And then I connected it to one port of the switch, and then the other port of the switch is going directly into where I'm getting my source of power from, because I have terminals back here. And that's really it. So now, because I don't drive this car much, okay? If I have this car parked down for like a week or whatever before I take it out, remember, show season is over, so I'm hardly ever using the car. But I will take it out, obviously, when it's super cold like today. Right now, the sun is setting. It's about 40 degrees right now or less, and it's dropping hard. Tonight is gonna be in the 20s. So I might take it out in the morning early, like going to the gym or whatever. But needless to say, it's a very simple thing where I use the switch because I don't use the car that often. So if I go park down the car, I hit the switch off. I'll show you. Once I shut that switch off, like that, now the remote won't work. Off, on, off, on, off, on. It won't work at all. Everything will be as normal, okay? Everything is just as normal. Now if I turn the switch on, like so, now it's allowing power to flow to the plates, and there we go. You know what I'm saying? Definitely like, subscribe, comment, guys. Let me know what you think, but this shit is hard. All right, guys. So, about to just go for a little drive. And I just wanted to show you again. I know it's a little bit loud. Blends in really nice, right? Guys, once again, I'm gonna leave links in the description. By the time this video comes out, my site should be up, so it shouldn't be a problem. I know a lot of people been hitting me up. Just my site was just taking time just to find the right person to complete it. Again, definitely like, subscribe, comment. Guys, I use this for just pretty much for shows, photos, and pictures. I'm not telling you guys what to do with it, but I'm letting you know, off-road use only, and obviously I don't condone the use of this for something that's illegal. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do that, obviously, you know what I mean, that'll be on you. Guys, again, just know that this stuff is made to order, and certain restrictions apply once this stuff gets shipped out. All right? Again, definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think.